Hello again, everyone. It's been a while since I've posted a video, and part of that is I don't know that I'm going to still do the same type of videos I was doing. Mainly because the Pokemon ones, I enjoy opening Pokemon cards with my boyfriend. Most of the time when I get Pokemon cards, we both have got them while we're at the store. So we want to open those together. So I don't know that I'm going to keep doing openings for Pokemon. I might occasionally throw in some videos with that being in it of me opening Pokemon or even One Piece cards. I have not found One Piece cards in my local stores in months. Even the local card shop that takes me 30 to 40 minutes to get there because it's a state away, it's hard to get cards there because they've started doing tournaments, so they usually get bought up very quickly by the people doing the tournaments. And since I don't like, not that I don't like to play, I don't know how to play, and I haven't really had time to dive back into playing. I've learned some of it, not all of it, and I don't really go to Pokemon tournaments, but that's one of those things I'm stepping away from. Also, I used to do a lot of book related videos, and honestly, the monthly wrap up and anticipated reads or TBR, what I was doing, I don't want to do those again this year because I am very much a mood reader. Like, I think I've read one book in January and haven't read any in February just because I haven't felt like it. I've read plenty of fan fiction, don't get me wrong, I read those all the time, but there hasn't been a book that I'm like, oh, I want to pick this up right now. So stepping away from that, I've canceled all my book subscription boxes. I loved Crate, but I had to get a new vehicle, so I can't justify paying $100 a month for 2 book subscriptions with them. Now, if they have special releases or one comes out that I really want, I might buy it secondhand, things like that, or put in a pre-order for if they do a special edition. Because I know one of their books last year I really enjoyed was, I think it's The Threads That Bind. If they do a special edition for the one that's, I think, supposed to release in maybe May, I can't remember. If they do a special edition of that, I might try to get it. Because obviously, I really love special edition books. Hence why I have like 3 different copies of Fourth Wing. But I'm stepping away from those. There might be, like I said, videos with those things being incorporated. Like if I go buy books, I am expecting a fake crate one that I had pre-ordered back in, I think, October of last year. I think it finally shipped, so I'm actually going to be getting that soon. Also, I have this special edition of Iron Flame from the Bookish box. I went ahead and pre-ordered that since I did get the Fourth Wing edition of it, and we know how that goes. It is supposed to be shipping or released in April, but they are notorious for being 5 to 6 months behind. So if I get that in April, May, June, maybe even July, it'll be a surprise. But those are the only ones that I currently have on order. I don't think I even have any pre-orders for like Books A Million or anything right now. Not to say I won't buy books, because I do have a whole bunch of credit on Crate, and I'm debating on if I want to order the Sword Catcher because they still have their special edition on their website for it, so who knows. But all of that to say, I'm shifting gears a little bit. I want to keep creating YouTube videos, mostly because I enjoy it and I would like to be able to look back, who knows how long into the future, look back and see what I was doing at that point in my life. Basically, even if I don't get views, which getting views is great, but if I don't, I'm not going to be upset about it because I'm going to view this as almost like a journaling type of session, kind of, because I don't like journaling. I hate it. I know a lot of people love journaling, don't like it. Yeah, I'm not going to journal. So I think doing this is kind of working in my favor of being able to talk about things. Not saying I'm going to share my whole life on here, just saying. But also with the shifting gears, I do want to start posting videos about my Etsy shop. I did start an Instagram for it. I started an Etsy shop because I love to do crafts. Not a singular type. I am what I like to call a chaos crafter, and I make whatever I feel like making that day. Some days I want to crochet, other days I want to mess around with clay or resin or make candles. I just enjoy making these things. But when you're a crafter that likes making things, those things pile up around you, and I want to be able to keep doing those things. So I figured, why not start selling some of them on Etsy? That way I can continue to do what I like, but not keep all of it and make money to put back towards my crafts. Because in the past couple months, I've started crocheting, and yarn is expensive. I have spent so much money that I'm embarrassed when I went back and found my receipts from all of it. But anyway, I wanted to show some of the things that I've made. I don't have everything that I've made recently crocheting, because I have sold quite a few things, and I even, when people at work saw that I was making things, they even asked for me to make things for like their grandkids or their niece and nephew, and I thought that was very flattering, the fact that they were going to trust me to even make these things when I was such a new crocheter. But the fact they enjoyed them just is happiness. So far, I know my brother-in-law had bought one of my jumbo turtles that I made, and the pattern was, it's a sea turtle by Crochet by Jenna. I made one of her jumbo turtles, and my brother-in-law bought it. He also, I say brother-in-law, me and Chris are not married, but he also bought the strawberry turtle I made with one of her patterns as well. So those are two things that I sold. There was also 2 land turtles that I sold, both for grandkids for 2 different people I work with. The land turtles, I don't remember the pattern. I think it was a YouTube video. If I can find it, I will link it below. Also, I found a penguin video on YouTube and made a pink penguin for a baby shower gift, because her theme was baby penguins. And one other thing I sold was 2 pea pods, one a bigger one and one a smaller one. I made them both keychains with 2 peas in them for her, for a lady I work with, her nephew and his daughter, because she calls them both her pea pods. And I could not find a pattern to work for those, because I used the Posh yarn, and all the other patterns were like acrylic. So I didn't want to make huge plushies by just changing the size. So I made my own pattern, not doing anything with it because I wasn't happy with it. So it's not something I'm going to share. It was just a one-off, made these. But those are the only things I've sold so far with my crocheting. I have sold some things on my Etsy. But some of the other things I've made that I haven't posted for sale yet. Well, the only one I have on my Etsy right now is this Mushy Boy. Which again, I think this was a YouTube video as well. I'll try to link everything below if I can find the videos. Some of these patterns, actually I think most of these are. Some of these are bought patterns, and I will link the Etsy shop below so that if you want to purchase the pattern, you can. But made this cute little Mushy Boy. He's the only one I currently have on my site. I need to post the others, but this guy was a mistake. The jumbo turtle that I made from Crochet by Jenna, I used that same pattern, but I grabbed a bigger hook, not paying attention that it wasn't the same hook that I had before. I did take like a couple rows out of it once I realized how big it was turning out to be. But that is this human-sized turtle, even though it was meant to be a jumbo turtle. And literally the head, my head. But yeah, I'm going to be posting him on my Etsy, or I'll try to sell him in person. I would really love to do local markets, but we don't have a whole lot of those, and since we don't have a whole lot, they're really competitive of getting into. Like one of the markets I went to, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, I went there to see if maybe I could join one of their upcoming markets. They had 3 other crocheters. Of course, they all had different things, but the fact that they had 3 crocheters and that their group tends to have a waiting list because they have a market every month. So he's one I'm going to be getting rid of. I'm thinking maybe 70 or 80 bucks, because just in yarn alone was over 20 bucks. Plus there's the eyes, the polyfill. Plus this guy took me quite a bit of time. So I'm thinking maybe 70, 80 bucks. I'll know once I decide to post him, because I also need to see how much he weighs and how much it's going to cost to ship this big fella. Also, another thing I tried to make my own pattern for was just a little bag. I literally just got bored and wanted to do something monotonous, and the easiest thing I could think of was just like a little satchel bag, and I literally made it big enough only to fit my iPad. You can see where I changed stitches in the back. It's a little messy right there. But on the front, because this was meant to be like a flatter bottom so that it would wrap around, but I haven't decided. I probably will honestly keep this for now, just because I freehanded it and it's not the greatest, unless I put a design on it, which I've thought about embroidering like a little flower or something on it, but we shall see. Also, a YouTube video. This one's not the Crochet by Jenna YouTube video. It's from a different one, and we'll link it below. I've got this little fella. I think I'm gonna start selling these for 20 bucks, because I feel like, yes, it took me a while to make it, but I feel like once I get the hang of it, maybe I can get one of these done in an hour, because I'm not gonna lie, I think this thing took me 2 hours to make. But charging $25-$30 doesn't seem fair. So I think I'm gonna start selling these little guys for 20. I have started on a second one. The head, the fins are all done, and it's in like a blush pink, because I'm still debating on if I want to do this color shell or a different one. But that's one of the work in progress ones. I also made 2 leggy froggies, because everyone makes leggy froggies. Just need to get them posted. I'm thinking 12 bucks for these, just because they're a little bit smaller. And I have to sew that little tail in and keep forgetting. But he's just like a little charm, or a little keychain. I'm kind of worried because of the way I put the keychain on here. I might take that back off and put a different one in. Maybe even sew this through and connect it through, so that if it gets towed on, it doesn't mess up the plushie itself. But yeah, just a tiny little turtle. Like I said, here's the work in progress one for the other sea turtle, the little blush pink. I actually might give this to one of my nieces or nephews, because I was going to make it longer, because it's meant to be a snake, just a cute little snake. I was going to make it longer, but I started getting bored with it after getting this far. So it's a very short snake, so I haven't decided what to really do with it. This was the first chicken I made. It's from the, is it Mabel and Oak and Mabel? It's the Mabel chicken pattern. Mabel, or is it Maple? I think it's Mabel. I'll link it below. It's a paid for pattern. But this was the first one I made. I'm honestly probably going to give this to someone I haven't decided. But here's the second chicken I made. Looks a lot better than that other one because I used, I think this is it? Yeah, it's Big Twist Plush yarn. Whereas this one that's kind of derpy looking is made with Premier Just Chanel. And then I've also got a third chicken, and this one is made with Burnett Blanket. So you can see how big they are. So this one's probably gonna be 12 bucks. I might just do 10 bucks for this one. Also, I think I'm gonna start making some Peeps and sell these for 15 bucks on my Etsy for little Easter gifts. I did this also with the Burnett Blanket speckle, the same as the chicken, and I thought it just kind of reminded me of like Oreos. But I'm gonna make some in other colors as well and post these on Etsy. This guy I finished yesterday. He took me quite a bit of time as well, but honestly not as much as I thought it was gonna be. He's got fuzz on him. I used Burnett Blanket Brights for the yellow, and then Burnett Blanket for the red cheeks, and then the black tips for the ears and the tail are made in Big Twist Plush because they didn't have Burnett Black when I went to the store. And that's a Pikachu. I know a lot of people sell Pokemon stuff on Etsy, but I'm a little afraid to because of copyright. But I see stuff for Pokemon all the time. But I think I'm going to hold on to him in the hopes that if I have a market, he can be one of my bigger items. Because honestly, with how much work he took, I would probably sell this for like 40, 45 maybe. Probably 45. Because even though this doesn't look difficult, this tail was very difficult. I don't care what anyone says. And I kind of like sewed the tail in so that it wouldn't just be flopping around. But I am very happy with my first attempt at a Pikachu. Also, one thing that I don't have in here that I'm very, very proud of, one moment, it is my boyfriend's Valentine's gift that I made him. And this is a pattern by Kitten Girl Crochet. Why do I feel like that's wrong? I don't know. It's a paid for pattern, and I will link it below so you can check out her Etsy for some of her other patterns. But look at this baby goblin. He took me forever, and that was most because I kept running out of stuff. Let's see. Her pattern I think called for loops and threads. I can't remember if it was Home Chanel. I think it was Home Chanel and rhubarb because hers is in red and it was really cute too. But I used loops and threads Sweet Snuggles Light. So I thought I'd be fine with one skein of this minty color. And nope, I ended up running out before I could do the ears. So I had to get a second skein just so I could do the ears. His nose I did with Posh because my Michaels is horrible about having stuff in stock. And his ears, I think I did do his ears in, I think it was the same brand, the Sweet Snuggles Light. But then I didn't realize that this was supposed to be done with worsted weight yarn. So I had to go back out to the store. They didn't have any in stock. Ended up having to use some acrylic for this. And then the fingernails, I hated doing those. But even this little part, you put a little felt backing on just to keep it covered. She sewed hers in. I cheated and I used fabric glue because that was just too much for doing both of the little pieces. Also, I think I used Posh for the brown spots as well. But I am happy with how he turned out because he is adorable. And yes, he is meant to be likened to a certain character from a certain game. But we won't talk about that because he is a baby goblin. I do have some works in also I made this. This took me like an hour. It's just a little hair wrap. I don't even remember. I think I started watching a video and then just went ham and did my own thing. So I don't think I'll link the video just because I didn't follow it. I think I followed it for just this small portion to get started, and then I was like, I don't like what you're doing, and then changed it myself. I'm thinking about making more of these and offering them for sale as well. As far as my other works in progress, I am working on making a bag. I'm not following a specific pattern. I will, if I can find one that shows kind of what I'm going for, I will link it. But it's basically a granny square bag. Because I don't even think, I'm sure there's a video for this, but I followed a written pattern that I had in a book or something, I think. But I'm pretty sure there's a video for this. So maybe I'll link that since that's all that I have going right now. I've got 13 squares to make a bag, and I kind of wanted, I've seen them on Etsy where people put like a little mushroom on here. I don't know if they embroider the mushroom or if they make the mushroom separate because I haven't gotten that far yet. Because after making this many squares, I just kind of put that on hold for now. And then the other work in progress is the one that I'm actually working on today. I'm working on a little baby dragon. So far all I've got done is this, his tail, and one arm. This is a free pattern on Instagram, so I will link that as well. But anyway, that's kind of how my videos might be going forward. They might be kind of vlog-ish. I've thought about doing that too, of maybe like showing when I go to Joann's, how much yarn I get, things like that. Basically like haul videos, shopping videos of me doing my crafts, because I do have a shop and that is kind of where my passion is right now. Basically as a little side hustle, because I do want to make extra money so I can keep doing my crafts, basically. Because this isn't a return value of buying Pokemon cards and buying books, but marketing things that I've handmade and that people enjoy, I think would bring me more joy to see people enjoying the things that I make. So that's kind of where my channel is shifting to. If you have questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I totally understand if I get some unsubscribers. Honestly, I don't think I have very many subscribers right now. Anyway, I think I might have 20, maybe. I can't remember. I haven't looked in a while. But I will totally understand if anyone unsubscribes, because I'm not doing the same thing I used to do. And ultimately, at the moment, since I don't have a lot of followers and people watching, this is kind of just for me right now. So that's great too. I did get business cards for my Etsy shop and Instagram and everything. That was kind of one of the videos, or kind of one of the reasons I wanted to make this video and throw it out there, because I did put my YouTube channel on my business cards, so I wanted to at least have an introduction of what I'm being changed into. Also, people at work know that I have an Etsy store now, and I told them about my business cards, but I don't know if I want them to see my YouTube, but they will inevitably see it if I give them my business cards. But I designed these. I just made this cute little fairy dragon strawberry thing on my iPad, and I thought it was cute, so I'm like, he's just going to be my little mascot. Probably will not focus well. Like I said, I'm using my phone. Oh, that's actually pretty decent. But yeah. But I'm also using the front-facing camera, so that could be backwards. Yeah. I also made some little stickers. These I made with my Cricut and stamp. Some of them, of course, did not turn out great, but they're meant to just be like little freebies anyway to throw in with my stuff if I get orders. And that's basically my little dragon logo. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to actually see some of the crafting content that I'll be putting out, feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.